the same mess when he went to Las Vegas for a day and stayed a week. Now clock that type of tea.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Brose here, and I'm back with a new video. Thank you guys for watching the Brose Breakdown. And today we're going to be discussing why do homophobic straight men love to use gay lingo. Let's get to it. So let's break down what gay black queer what is gay lingo, which is essentially black queer lingo, but gay is kind of like the, I guess, the front facing term, but when it's really black queer lingo.
Then reading became developed form where it became shade. Shade is, I don't tell you you're ugly, but I don't have to tell you because you know you're ugly. And that's shade.
Now, there's always this debate on, is it lingo that come from black cis hetero women, or is it black queer lingo? But I always feel like to kind of just knock it out apart, it's kind of like you all pull from each other. Right, one word can be used for another word. Like, let's say, for example, how I guess back in the day, cis hetero straight black women would, be like, oh, let's gossip, or, let's do this. Black queer people say, let's kiki on something. You get what I'm saying? So it's like that same meaning, but it's just different words to it. So I just feel as though that whole argument is just so loser and lackluster, because I feel like it's a mutual pull from each other. It's not like one's pulling from the other more than the others, just like that. But I will say a lot of people are using certain terms that were developed in that culture more so. You now can see it a lot more. They're on TV, they're on YouTube, they're on all social media. So they're, and the influence is heavy. That's where a lot of celebrities used to go down and get pulled information for that, outfits, clothes, aesthetic purposes. So lingo is it's nothing different from that.
When it's like this, it don't be, everything ain't for the public to be kikiing and everybody want us to be, but we still gotta move in our own worlds.
But just to give you guys a breakdown, I guess black queer lingo refers to the unique language, expression, and slang used in the black LGBT community, often developed within both black and queer spaces as a way to express identity, experiences, and solidarity. Lingo has evolved in time in the history of a black culture in places like ballroom. Of course, ballroom's where a lot of the birthplaces of what certain terms come from, and certain gestures too. Sometimes in drag, not drag race, drag, and in the broader black LGBT plus subculture. So let's talk about the few elements of it. So we see now, and I don't want to call them homophobic, but a lot of you see a lot of rappers, or some rappers are saying, no shade,
shade, and maybe no shade. This shit, to me, and I'm not confirming that ass, fun fact.
You see viral videos of Cenat or Rakai, or other big Twitch streamers saying, using that lingo, or you see certain rappers when they're talking using that lingo, or you just see everyday normal TikTok creators, male creators using that lingo, and you're just like, huh? Because how can you have a disdain for that subgroup or that group and kind of use their lingo, and then the amount of misinformation that's being brought out there where they only accredit it to another group is kind of misinformation, and a lot of people don't want to give credit where credit is due, because it's kind of again, comparing it to society. They steal from the majority steals from the minority, and then they try to say, oh no, we made it up ourselves. So it's that whole point of view, which is unfortunate. So of course, the vernacular comes from ballroom, which originated in New York, Bronx, Harlem, and it is shaped by black queer people who had massive influence, which created the lingo, specifically black trans women who created certain lingos and certain gestures. And you can see that now to this day, where certain things they say or certain things they do, or certain things, and black gay men too, but I would definitely say, black trans women kind of put it, black gay men also put it, but they also take it and use it in their day-to-day, and you see it. And I mean, certain examples of that is shade, a kiki.
When you are all of the same thing, then you have to go to the fine point. In other words, if I'm a black queen and you're a black queen, we can't call each other black queens because we're both black queens. That's not a read, that's just a fact. So then we talk about your ridiculous shape, your saggy face, your tacky clothes.
Let me see what you are. Let's see.
No paint.
Yes,
no
paint.
motherfucking paint,
it's
girl.
Paint. She wears more makeup than my mother did.
He had a little hot sauce face. He was a little thick. I was really getting my life, like for real. I ain't know it. Yeah.
Doctor, I know he's an orthopedic surgeon. Catch, she's throwing shade.
Like, and you know how what Tamar and cooperative medicine, like women like that, they will say that on there. So a lot of men think that they're getting it from them when those women are getting from those gay men that they're around who are in there, who's on their team, like their stylists, their makeup artists, their hairstylists, hairdressers, and blah 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 assistants, and so on and so forth. And those people get it from their community and the trans women and just other non-binary people, and it's just like a whole melting pot. So it's just, you fall down the line. And yeah, you can say it's a lack of like ignorance and not knowledge too, on why a lot of homophobic straight men and just straight men and straight cis men, homophobic straight cis men are using these lingos.
Lit, 2:30 in the morning.
It's a messy day.
Rakai got him. That's tough.
Like baby, no shade, clock it, bitch.
Clock it, bitch. I don't know.
WANU.
Because they don't know where it directly coming from, but it's like a yes and no, because yes, you're seeing like, you know, Tamar, you're seeing like celebrity cis women saying it, but you see the LGBT community saying it as well, and you know, so it's kind of like, do you really know or do you not know? But I mean, that's all up to perception and what, you know, who's really doing the research and who's just saying it just to say it because it's popular. So let's talk about it. So terminology around identity. So in addition to words related to performance, there are terms used to describe different identities and roles. Lingo is just a small sample of rich, diverse ways Black queer people have created language to express themselves, experiences, pride, and it's also a significant role in building community and affirming identity. So many of these words have specific meanings, and it's also kind of like code word. Like, I know a lot of Black trans women talk in used to. Back in the days, they talk in pig Latin. It's like a little thing. I'm not going to tell you what you do because I'm not here to. I think they should gatekeep. No, for real. I think they should gatekeep, but it's a method that they do, and that's how they just talk in language when they want to talk about something, especially when they want to talk about you. So I get it. That's kind of like the breakdown of it. So I want to talk about the reasons why. I did say like a few seconds ago, but I want to break it down a little bit more. So social influence and trends. Like I stated, many expressions that come from the community, such as certain slang and phrases, have become popular in mainstream media. The terms are being adopted by people who aren't familiar with the cultural roots, but simply enjoy how they sound and want to fit in certain groups. It's often in a place like social media entertainment, where these words may be used casually and humorously. Like, you know, it's a lot of, they probably use it just to be like, get like a shock factor, get like, wait, huh? And it kind of gains the attention from the communities. But it's just more so to have that shock factor and have that little, you know, ooh, like he's saying it, like, you know, like, why are you saying it? Yeah, so it's ulterior motives behind that, but it's also a lack, you know, again, knowledge and, you know, to be a part of the trend. It's trendy to say, even though it's been that. Yeah, and then some people might just use it and, you know, make their own meaning of it. You know, in certain areas, you know, in the world, they take words, right, and develop their own meaning to it. So they might take that, you know, it might mean something in this Black queer community, it might mean something totally different in this hood or this area. It might mean something in this area where it's a bunch of white people. So it's kind of like taking the language and kind of like wanting to make it their own in a sense, which is, I guess, okay, because we all do it. We all come up with the word. We all can say like I know from where I'm from, we used to say bait, like, so that means like gotcha, but bait is actually like, you know, a term, like the term bait is like something you use to catch like fish with, like, you know, you have bait here. Like, proper definition is food used to entice fish or animals, so that's like bait, but we'll use it like bait, like dickhead or, you know, like gotcha, like that type of thing. If you know me, I'm from a certain area. If you get that, if you clock it, you clock it. Just like how clock it, like how I just say, if you clock it, yeah, just use it. So that could be one. Another thing could be internalized homophobia. For homophobic men using gay lingo, it could be a sense of internalized phobia. They may adopt the language they marginalize as a way to distance themselves from the identity they're rejecting. So it's kind of used as like a mimicking style, like, oh, I wanted to say it as that, like they be like, hey, like, you know, used to mimic that community because they don't like them, or are they dealing with internal conflict amongst themselves.
Ray, stop doing that. Stop. No, stop doing that. No, come sit right here. Come sit. You got your leg cocked up?
Nah, Ray, you might be AO.
When do y'all come over here?
Ray might be AO.
Nah, he might really be.
Need some in and out, man. Nah, wait, what? That was just cuddling?
Nah, y'all really was cuddling. That's out of pocket.
Yo, we can look. Y'all be calling
up this
AO, that's not AO.
Nah, but you're AO though.
What's AO?
Like
AO is the gay shit, but we're not even doing gay
no,
shit.
Hold on. No, it be some shit like, okay, in the car sitting on his lap. That's not AO.
Oh, what?
That means like your dick.
That shit gas fuck, bro. I got that, bro.
Nah,
That's
man.
gas
I don't
fuck,
hear
bro.
shit about being gay.
Nah.
Nah,
you was like this.
Yeah, it was
said,
like this, and you was
nah,
talking.
and your eyes was like roll up like
and
this.
your whole
Let me
voice.
suck it.
And I won't say that's happened for everybody, but that's just like a part of what a lot of people do. And you just be like, huh? And you just see it on Twitter, and you always see these debates on it, and it's just a lack of education and a lack of people wanting to be wrong or just be educated. They just want to be right. And it's the unfortunate part about it is the marginalized group always the one that suffers. Even though they're the ones created it, for them to talk about it, the majority is always gonna, you know, make it, you know, gaslight you and make it seem like you're the problem, and you know, you're stole it from us when it's no. If you did your research, they said it first, and now you're trying to turn it and say, oh, this was always this thing, and it's like, what? So it's just that whole situation that unfortunately times that we're living in. So that's why you have people like me and others that just really want to kind of give you the background of where does it come from. And I will have some clips in there to show you, like, I'm not making this up. Irony and discomfort is the next thing. In some cases, homophobes may use gay lingo to distance themselves from what they perceive as gay behavior or trait. It might be a way to mock or put down. So kind of like the same thing, internalized homophobia, but it's just irony and just discomfort.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put a cell phone like that up.
And last, I would definitely say is identity and confusion or exploration. You know, there might be a possibility men may use it to explore their own identity because they may be suppressing feelings or having fears about their own sexuality. So the use of language could be a form of curiosity and direct exploration, or still maintaining a facade of heteronormativity. So that's one. And then I'll say another one could definitely be they just like the way it sounds. They like the meaning. They like what the Black queer community give, like the energy they give, the different things. They're influenced by it. Sometimes it's just more so about admiration, but that's more so less than none. You know, that's looking on the optimistic side. But we're talking about homophobic or men who are not homophobic, transphobic men. But we're talking about them, not the ones that want to celebrate it. But yeah, those are like the couple things I would definitely say of why they kind of use that lingo, because it's definitely either is to be popular, do shock value, or they have identity issues going on. And I feel like if they are doing it as a, you know, admirable, you know, they're most likely wouldn't be homophobic. They'll be a little bit more accepting, and you know, they wouldn't care. So that's why I kind of like didn't put that in there, but that could be a thing too, but it's very slim to none chances. Yeah, but ultimately, when someone is using language in a way that feels contradictory to their views, it indicates a deeper layers of societal influence, personal conflict, and contradiction in how they perceive themselves and others. So that's kind of like the plain and simple of why you see a lot of homophobic men using that lingo, because again, most likely uneducated, don't know what's going on, have identity issues themselves. When you see that, just identify that and move on. Don't argue with people, especially if you know the facts. And I would definitely say when you do know the facts, just cite it and just show the evidence and then move on, because you don't have time to waste. We're living in a very interesting times right now, and one thing you can do is let somebody get you out your seat and not move with 100% emotion. Use that logic, use that, okay, I know what I'm talking about, I know where it comes from, I did the research, you know, this is, or, you know, especially if you're in the community, like, this is my part of my community, so I know what I'm talking about, and because a lot of people don't. So yeah. But yeah, that's why, you know, you see a lot of, like, I'm not saying these people got a name or dealing with any of those things. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying that's the overarching view of why you see a lot of them using it. I'm not calling these guys homophobic, but, you know, they did have some very interesting things to say about the community. So maybe it's something they should reflect on. And yeah, so you see a lot of, you know, celebrities have said a lot of certain words and different things like that. But yeah, but that was all, folks. Thank you guys for watching. This was kind of like a quick little video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace.
But then when you are all of the same thing, then you have to go to the fine point. In other words, if I'm a black queen and you're a black queen, we can't call each other black queens because we're both black queens. That's not a read, that's just a fact. So then we talk about your ridiculous shape, your saggy face, your tacky clothes.